In today's fast-paced digital world, the path to making a purchase isn't as straightforward as it used to be. With endless options and information at our fingertips, it's more important than ever for businesses to stay on top of mind with their audience. But the real question is, how do we do that? And that is where a multi-touch strategy comes in. Today, I'm going to show you why it's critical to your success and how you can use it to win more customers. So I'm going to start with something that Think with Google calls the messy middle. And I'm going to link to the article below as well. This is the space between when a customer first realizes they need or want something and when they actually decide to make the purchase. In this space, people loop between exploring options and evaluating those options. They'll search for the best prices, they'll check reviews, they'll compare features, and even return to search for more alternatives. As a business owner or a marketer, it's crucial to understand that people don't decide on a product right away. In fact, many studies show that they might revisit the decision-making process multiple times before they make a choice. So here's the thing, hitting your audience with just one ad or just one email or social post is not enough. The reality is customers need multiple interactions with your brand before they even consider you as an option. And this is why a multi-touch strategy is so important. It ensures that your brand stays front and center as the customer navigates through this messy middle. And every touch point is a chance to build trust, share valuable information, and actually move them closer to a purchase. So the real question is how do we create a multi-touch strategy? There are a number of elements that you can consider, but these are a few of the essential elements that every business should focus on. The first one's awareness. You need to show up early. People need to see you when they're starting that search. So this could be ads on Google or Facebook or YouTube. This could be that informational blog content that you're putting out there. This could be broadcasting on social channels to reach new audiences. But the goal right now in this awareness phase is to be seen as a brand during the exploration process. They need to see and come in touch with you early in the process. Number two, you need to leverage and be aware of natural biases. The reality is we can create leverage by tapping into that. So we're going to look at 6 specific biases. First, we're going to look at category heuristics, which is a decision-making shortcut in a lot of ways. Think of when somebody's buying a new smartphone. Instead of diving into the technical specifications, they focus on things like maybe the number of megapixels or how much zoom the camera has or the storage ability of that product. By highlighting these key, easy-to-understand features, you're making the decision easier for your customers. Next, we have social proof. Humans are hardwired to follow the crowd. That's why customer reviews, testimonials, star ratings, all of these things are extremely important. And when people see that other people have had a good experience, they're much more likely to trust the product and follow the same path. We also can't forget about the power of now. We live in a world where people want instant gratification. They want fast delivery. They want it now. And making it easier in the buying process, quick and easy, allowing them to make that decision now can often improve their engagement with you and help in that strategy by creating an additional touch point. Then there's the scarcity bias. You ever know how a product with a limited time offer, or maybe there's only 5 left in stock, suddenly becomes slightly more attractive to you? That's because people are triggered by scarcity. People don't want to miss out, and using this bias can actually push your customers to act faster. Next, we're going to look at the power of free. It's a simple but can be very effective tool. By offering something at no cost or even adding a small bonus in with a purchase, you can massively increase the perceived value and get people off the fence. And finally, we've got authority bias. When people trust the source of information, whether it's from an expert review, an award, or a well-known brand, they're more likely to believe in the product. This is why expert endorsements or showcasing certifications can really elevate your brand's credibility. The other thing we need to do in a multi-touch strategy is minimize the gap between the trigger and the purchase. We do this by lowering the cognitive burden and making it easier and faster for the customer to act. And this will reduce the chances that they go back to the messy middle and begin the exploration and evaluation process again. The idea is the simpler you make it, the more likely they are to stay with you. So what are some of the barriers that are faced by consumers all across the internet? One huge one is poor site speed, especially on mobile. Another one is inconsistent messaging between ads and landing pages. Another one is inadequate product information, like missing really important, pertinent details. Think again back to what we were talking about with category heuristics. And user experience issues, like unclear navigation or limited options for payment. The impact of these basic areas can be massive. One study showed that 95% of users said they returned to a site that they thought was fast. But when that site was slow, only 62% said they'd come back. Another study showed that improving mobile speed site by just 0.1 seconds boosted conversion rates by over 8% for retail sites and over 10% for travel sites. Another thing to consider when you're doing a multi-touch strategy is personalization. Each touchpoint should cater to where that customer is in their journey. If they're just exploring, focus on educating them. If they're evaluating, give them reasons to trust you. Show testimonials, offer discounts, explain what sets you apart. This comes up very often when we're talking about intent in search engines. We need to understand that at the top of the funnel, people are just looking, they're exploring, they're trying to learn. But as they move through that process, we need to create different types of content to engage them where they're at. You need to be tracking and optimizing, making sure that you're looking at each of these different touch points and which ones are working best to move that customer further in their journey. Use your analytics tools like Google Analytics or Facebook Insights to see where your customers are engaging with your brand the most, so you can double down on the efforts that are actually working for you. All right, so there you have it. We've covered a few of the key elements of a multi-touch strategy and why it's so important as we're moving customers through this buyer's journey in a digital world. It's not just a nice to have anymore for big brands, but really everybody needs to be paying attention to multi-touch strategies and incorporating it in what they're doing today. You need to show up early. You need to make yourself visible to your clients. You need to build trust with them. You need to leverage those internal biases that we all have. You need to make sure that you're optimized for the user and their experience, and you need to make sure you're tracking and adjusting as you go along. If you want to win in the digital economy today and set yourself apart from the competitors in your space, multi-touch is essential and it's extremely important. We can no longer just sit in our silos and hope that everything's going to work out right. This is a key for guiding your customers through their journey from exploration into purchase. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, comment below. We'd love to continue this conversation with you. And if you need some help strategizing or thinking of ways you can implement a multi-touch strategy with your business, visit us over at SMA Marketing. We'd love to have a conversation with you and see how we might be able to help. Until next time, happy marketing.